Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Simas Naya. I hope you are great. So, an Indian man sent a message to Vivek Ramaswamy, and you and I know that Vivek and Kash Patel are like the eyes of the gods. When I say the eyes of the gods, they are like the eyes of MAGA when it comes to Indian side and all. The director of FBI, and the other one is also tried running for president, withdrew, and now governor in Ohio. And he was actually told by kids that he cannot be their governor. Why? Because he's not a Christian and he does not represent them. White people and MAGA will always look for a way to humble you, no matter how much you try to associate with them. So this is more like proximity to whiteness does not equal to whiteness. And I hope some people will understand this and know peace. Vivek Ramaswamy the other day posted about Diwali, and you and I saw the messages that poured out. People were telling him this is that he shouldn't come and practice that his religion in United States, that he should go back to where he come from. The same thing as Kash Patel. And these people were the people that told us that there is not racism and that he has never experienced racism. Vivek Ramaswamy. If he is experiencing things like this where there is camera, what are the ones that I mean, like I don't know what he's experiencing where there are no cameras and where people are not watching, just like normal magas, like doing their thing. I am not sorry for them anyways. Let's get into this.
I don't have any plans to talk about the Vivek Ramaswamy thing, but I'm bringing it up now because of something else, actually. So recently there was a release of young Republican text messages that were quite racist. And so I was watching a panel where they were talking about it, and the person defending the young Republicans was a brown dude, which is the reason for this video. I need my South Asian people to realize something. You can assimilate as much as you want. You can make a crap ton of money. You can agree with all of their talking points. You can jump through every hoop. But you really need to understand that to a certain portion of white America, you will never be acceptable simply because of your skin color. It is what it is. Now, why should you listen to anything I have to say? Because I'm token brown boy, right? So you know the social media posts where you see a whole bunch of white people and then there's that goofy ass brown guy? Yeah, I'm the goofy ass brown guy. I'm basically a coconut. And if you don't know what a coconut is, ask your South Asian friends. It's worth a laugh. So being in this spaces, I have three things that I'd like to share with you. Number one, I still believe a majority of white people are not racist. What I've had to change up is I've had to calibrate my percentages. I used to think only about 10 to 15% were racist. I think that number is higher because I think there's a bunch of covert racism that exists, which leads me to point number two. A lot of times you're not going to see it. The racism will be internal, right? They will be civil with you because a lot of times we interact with white America in professional settings, right? So you can't do it there. But they'll be civil with you, but I promise you they're probably not going to invite you to their house, you know? Which leads me to number three, which is literally the most confusing one. Sometimes you can be the exception to the rule. Now, this one's a weird one. So sometimes you're accepted by a person who is otherwise racist. So you would assume at that point that, well, if you think I'm okay, you should have a different view of others that look like me. Not really. For whatever reason, you're okay and everybody else is not. This is the reality. Like, please don't be a Vivek Ramaswamy. Please don't be a Nikki Haley. Please don't be a Bobby Jindal back in the day. Understand the reality of the situation. Okay, because of your skin color, you will never be accepted by a certain portion of white America. It is what it is. Like, we just have to accept that, right? Anyway, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a good one. So this was a comment in my last video, and this, along with a few other comments, pointed out some of the issues that the Indian community has. And it's absolutely true. If you are a black American, if you're Guyanese, if you're Caribbean Indian, there is the potential that you face racism from Indians. Now, here's where it gets really wild. Indians aren't just racist towards external groups, Indians are racist to themselves, right? And I don't mean the caste system because I'm Christian. So story time. Now, before I tell you the story, a little bit of background information. So if you're not in the Indian diaspora, what you need to understand is India is kind of unofficially divided into a North India and a South India. Now, back in the days, and I think it's still there now, North Indians tended to look down on South Indians. And it was based on appearance. And they're going to tell you it's other reasons, but trust me, it's based on appearance. And the reason for that is North Indians are lighter skinned, have softer features. They tend to kind of fit more the white aesthetic. South Indians, darker skinned, broader noses, bigger lips. Okay, so we don't look the same. So North Indians used to have a tendency to look down on South Indians. So now story time. So this was about 20, 25 years ago. I was chatting up some woman. She was obviously North Indian. And so we were having this conversation, lovely conversation. And during the conversation, she starts going into this South Indian rant, how South Indian guys are like this, how South Indian guys are like that, so on and so forth, all right? Now, you have to understand, I'm kind of ambiguous, so people can't always tell what part of India I'm from. So I waited for her to finish what she was saying, and then I was like, you know I'm South Indian, right? Now, this is the part that blew me away. This woman pauses for a second, and then I kid you not, without missing a beat, looks me dead in the eye and says, well, but you don't look South Indian, and then just continues with the conversation. I couldn't, it was like, wow. Listen, skin whitening is a $9 billion industry around the world. It's centered mostly in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. It's us chasing this Eurocentric standard of beauty. And a lot of our racism is built on chasing that Eurocentric standard of beauty. It's the weirdest shit I've ever experienced. But anyway, yeah, I mean, listen, people in my community, you might get mad at me, but we have a lot of self-reflecting to do. I know the younger generations are way better, but, you know, there's still a bunch of issues there. All right, anyway, little look into the Indian world. Have a good one.
No other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith? If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today, what are you conserving? You are bringing change. I'll be 100% honest with you. Christianity is the one truth.
Christian voice.
That right there, I was very unaware that even took place. I personally thought Vivek Ramaswamy, however the hell you say his name, I hope I didn't butcher that. I personally thought Vivek was done. I thought he was 100% done when he realized he was one of the biggest tokens within the Trump era, and they just threw him away. And then they went with Kash Patel instead and went with a ton of other, people of color. But I was wrong. Apparently he is still running in Ohio. And that right there, that was a wake-up call that he is still not going to wake up to. And it's the same as Tatum not realizing these people don't give a fuck about you. There's Vivek, my guy. Okay, first of all, that young man saying that Ohio is 64% Christian, what he really means is that this state is majority white. That's what he really means. The Christian part doesn't matter to him, because when you're one of those hateful Christian nationalists, which Christian nationalism in and of itself is all about hatred, when you're one of those, you're already racist. You're racist, you're homophobic, you're bigoted. It's not about Christianity. It's about the fact that you want to use Christianity to oppress people. If you ever want to see a good indication of this, just go watch the Book of Eli. That's all you need to watch. It's all about the power of the book. It's not about the book itself. But all I got to say is this, okay? Vivek, that should have been your fucking wake-up call. And it's not going to be, because you're still a token and you think that... Did you guys see how he painted himself lighter? He used his makeup and made himself lighter because he wants to appeal to these people. This isn't just a matter of somebody, the makeup artist fucked up and they put him a shade too lighter. No, that was intentional. Go look at any other videos of him with his true skin color. He tried to make himself look lighter to appeal to white people. He is tap dancing the same way Officer Tatum is tap dancing for TPUSA. He is fucking tap dancing with these people, for these people, to get elected by these people. He's a fucking Hindu. Do you really think that white people are going to accept Hinduism in the middle of Ohio? Are you fucking stupid? No matter how much you assimilate, I like to say this, and I really don't mean it in the way that people think that I mean it, but it's like, there's a reason why a lot of white people who are on the far right don't necessarily spread a lot of hate to Indian Americans or Asian Americans, because Indian Americans and Asian Americans, they assimilate very well to American culture. They really do. They assimilate very well to American culture, which is one of the reasons why white people ignore them, right? But then at the end of the day, though, Asian Americans, they still have their customs. They still have their cultures. Indian Americans especially, they still have their customs. They still have their cultures, their religions. And as soon as an Indian American or an Asian American starts to show who they are, who their people are, and some of the customs that they brought over here or that their families brought over here, all of a sudden the racism then tunes up a notch, and you are now on level with black people and every other race that gets it. Because these people don't fucking care about you. You are pandering to people who would send you back to where you're from if they could do it tomorrow or even today. And Vivek he took his brown self up there in Ohio, majority white. He took his brown self up there and truly thought that he would be accepted. If you're not a Christian in a majority white state, you're already not going to be accepted, even if you are white. But if you're a brown person and you are not a Christian, and especially if you're a Hindu or a Muslim, if you're any one of those things, you are never going to be accepted. And you should have understood that when Trump said, fuck you, and then took you off. But no, you still want to pander and tap dance for these racist white people because you want to be in a club that they would never even let you touch with a 10-foot pole. They would never let you touch it with a 10-foot pole. And yet you have pledged your allegiance and turned your back on your own people who would support you, if you weren't acting like this. You've turned your back on your own people, and you've also deprived yourself of self-respect because you want to be white so bad to the point where you even had your makeup artist make you a couple shades lighter. Sammy Sosa looking ass. Shut the fuck up, Vivek. What the fuck is wrong with you? How do you hate yourself and your own people so much that you're willing to sell your fucking skin color out? You're willing to paint yourself lighter to sell yourself the fuck out. Listen, I'm a light-skinned person. It wasn't my mom's fucking makeup that made me this way. It's the fact that I'm mixed, motherfucker. You, however, you are full-blooded and you want to make yourself lighter to appeal to these fucking white people who would string you up and hang you in front of their church if they could fucking get away with it. The fuck is wrong with you? This is the type of shit. When you get close to these people and you become a token, this is how they get you. This is how they want to get you. This is how they reel you in. They hit you. They massage your fucking ego. They massage your ego. They tell you that you're not a victim, even though they're still making you a victim with all of the things that they're fucking doing. But they tell you that you're not a victim. They massage your ego. They tell you that you deserve to be happy in this country and you deserve to be a striving capitalist. And then they fucking throw you away as soon as they get what they want. They use you. They have you make the content. They have you push the rhetoric. They have you push the talking points. And then as soon as they could get enough, you're gone. Vivek was a token that gets spent. Tatum is a token that gets loaned. There are spent tokens. There are loaned tokens. And more often than not, black people are the loaned tokens. Because if there's one fucking thing that they always need a token that they can bring back. They can bring back when there's a fire under their asses. And it most likely is always going to be a black person. Vivek was spent. Tatum is loaned because they're going to bring his ass back when they have more fire under their ass. And they're going to be like, okay, we need you to make some more videos. Here's $2.
So the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, posted a simple Diwali greeting on X, a festival celebrating light over darkness. And what happens? His own followers, white Christian nationalists, swarm his post calling him a devil worshiper and saying that he's promoting foreign religions. Now pause. This man is in one of the most powerful positions in the country. He is running the federal agency that's literally supposed to protect everyone. And yet the minute he shows pride in his culture, his people remind him that he's still other. This is the irony of non-white people who cozy up to white Christian nationalism, thinking that proximity to whiteness and power equals equality. or acceptance. But no matter how high you climb or how much you try to prove your loyalty, the club will always remind you that you are a guest, not a member. Oh, they will cheer you on as long as you play the part. Wave the American flag, say the prayer, worship the empire, promote their one true religion. But the second you say that you're proud of your own culture, show your own light, they call it darkness. Darkness. This is what we mean when we say that the tokens always get spent. You can serve the system, defend it, help build it, but when that system is built on whiteness as divinity and dominance as faith, it will never be anything more than a convenient prop. Until you get a reality check like Kash got and start shining on your own. So Kash Patel posting a celebration post about Diwali is not the issue. The issue is the reaction that exposes how fragile their so-called faith really is. Because if your Christian nation can't handle a festival of light, maybe the darkness isn't coming from the dial lamps. Maybe it's coming from the people clutching the cross like it's a damn weapon. Let's be real, they never stop being racist, no matter who they put in power or use to further their agenda.
Let Vivek Ramaswamy be a lesson for all minorities. If you stoop down to support them, they will not start thinking that you are anything like them. Just think about that.
This is all I got from this video, and I love the fact that people are seeing the racism coming out from the people that they support so much. Because tell me how Vivek Ramaswamy actually said that there is no racism in United States. He was actually the one that said it when black people were talking about racism, right? He said that there is no racism. So the same person that said that there is no racism is experiencing the worst part of it. I love to see something like this happen to them, because this is also things that will make them know that they've been lying all these years. And there are some lies you tell and you think people do not know it about them. But then when it happens straight up in your face and in front of the world, right? You cannot deny it. You just have to swallow your spit because they've won you. Like, you can imagine looking at him, teens, looking at Vivek Ramaswamy dead in the eyes, telling him that you cannot be our governor because some are telling him to go back to India. Even Kash Patel. Kash Patel is like, he holds one of the most important office, FBI director. But he was told to leave the country. Why? Because they feel like he does not represent them. If it is not Christianity, it is nothing. And the people that are telling you about Christianity do not even know anything about Christianity. That is how bad it is. But it is what it is. What do you want me to say? Now, let me tell us something. The fact that brown people and some black people associate themselves with MAGA. One thing I will tell you is that no matter how much you think that you are valued or you are important to them, you are not actually any important to them, because they are the ones using you. They will use you, and when they are done, they'll let you go. And now you can see what they are doing to them. Now, it's just like you knowing that if you are not this, you are nothing. If you do not associate with this, if you can associate with this, but you are not this. Is that easy to comprehend? So Kash Patel, Vivek Ramaswamy, I hope you guys are doing great wherever you are. I hope you can see that you are also not welcome, even though you associate with the high and lows of MAGAs. MAGAs will always look for a way to humble you. And that is what they are trying to do to Vivek and Kash Patel. I wish them the very best of luck, because it's none of my business. Bye for now.